Is marriage overrated in 2023?
How can it be overrated if no one's getting married?
Well, because maybe people want something, just because they see it in movies or just the stigma, pressure from maybe their parents or whatever.
I don't think so.
Marriage is never overrated. But we're so confused as a society, women acting like men acting like women. People don't understand the importance of marriage and what it is originally for. So we just confused, and that's what's going on. But marriage is always a plus if you want it.
And if you really want to keep people down, then you just keep them separated. Like you keep them separated, you keep them having two different house payments, you keep them having two different car payments, all the utilities are like you just keep everything split up, and then that community will just keep going downhill. And if you see the consequences of it, like it's everywhere. Like women are by themselves, not being, I want to say ruled, but not having any sort of structure in their life, and they're losing their minds, right? And then the men, I'm sorry, I feel like the men are in a better position because men in general seem to be more calm. They just sitting back, chilling, saving their money. Everything is cool, and the women are just losing it. So marriage is necessary. Like I worked at a bank. I'm just going to make this point. I worked at a bank for like a decade, and the people that actually had the most were married couples. Everybody else had nothing, no savings, nothing in their checking account, minimum payments. Like it's just a mess. So again, marriage is necessary if you really want to make it in, at least in this country. I don't know about any other country.
There you go. Oh man, is it overrated in 2023? So we gotta be specific. And you know what? I love marriage.
We need it more than anything.
We need it. We do. It's needed. It is needed like a shot of penicillin to a 3-year-old. It is. But man, we see in the pool. It's like, is it worth it? So does that fit overrated and worth it?
No,
it's questionable, man.
I think that the problem is we don't know what marriage is anymore. Men don't even know what it is to be a man no more. Women don't even know what it is to be a woman anymore. Women got more concerned with money in a bag and some Birkin bags and a buzz down 32 inches to your booty crack than you are making sure your child know how to read. So this shit right here, I'm sorry, I ain't pulling the devil horns out like last week, but we are confused, and that's the problem. So Mr. Walker, you're right, and Gavin, you're right as far as it's a dangerous thing to do right now. But if we stop being so concerned on, I'm not going to get married because of this and that. Why don't you take that energy and find you a quality woman like Pick Meek or like Lamb and stop worrying about all that so you can get to this real bag, which is going to be found with two heads of being better than one.
He says, Crystal, women don't marry for love. They do for security.
Only broke men say that, Jay Papa.
Jay, what do you mean?
Hey, you
gotta get more. That's your one line. That's a hell of a one-liner, Crystal. All right.
It's gonna stay that way, especially if these comments keep rolling in like that. Because rich men don't worry about that.
They don't think about that. They don't think about it at all.
We can't be at a point in time where we talk about either rich men or broke men. You see what I'm saying? What's in between that?
Because rich men can be broke-minded. Rich men who are not elevated spiritually and mentally will still be broke. So
like
people,
that dude.
they judge me in these comments. They think I'm always talking about a tangible thing. If your money ain't right and your mind ain't right, I don't choose which one you want to choose. It's always going to be a mess. But we have a lot of broke men speaking on pockets that they've never had. You ain't even got $200 in your savings account, but you want to talk about marriage. You need to get yourself together first, because men who got money and men who are rich, they're not worried about her marrying him for his money. Matter of fact, he want his bag to be big. He want that to be a reason why she's dating him. Any man I've ever dated that had money, they never say stuff like that. They don't. So when guys project that out, it's two things. Either they have an incel mindset, or they have a mindset to where they ain't got nothing but their money, so they haven't worked on their mind, so they're still mentally broke.
There's another side of the coin. Do you just totally disregard all these are men's lived experiences? And we just sat here and said roughly 70 to 75% of these women are not wives. So if these men are encountering these 75% of women, because it's inevitable, All right.
problem.
Then you got to understand the mind state where most of these women are operating like that.
His mind ain't right because he would find it. You found a wife last year. Mr. Walker found a wife. You can do it. Actually, men have an easier time finding a wife than women do have finding a husband. Now, if that was a different conversation, I'll let you flip it. But I got to give you pushback with that, Mr. Gavin. It's easier for a man to find a wife in 2023 than it is for a woman to find a husband.
I don't know about that.
Crystal, that's what I was saying last week.
You can't just say it because we can say the same thing in reverse. And you really can't. You can't prove that way. That's just how you feel.
Mr. Walker, Crystal, look. But if you just do it by the numbers, if you just do it by, as we all know, there's more women, right? More single women than there are men, right? Apparently. So that just means that there's more options for you guys. That doesn't mean that there is a plethora of eligible like women, but there's gonna be more than we have for men. It's just by the numbers, you guys always have more options than we do in general. But that just means that you guys really have to figure out what the problem is that men, they don't know what a good woman looks like. They don't know what she sounds like. They don't know what she looks like. They don't know.
They don't want to hear what we say, Lamb. All we talk is trash. And all they care about is booty dynamics of a heart, like Jay President. They don't care.
No, I know. But that makes sense, though. Like
I said it before. Listen, and I ain't singling nobody out, but I got to jump on this crazy train with Crystal. Men, when we come up with our talking points, we got to be careful because that hurt comes out. It comes out whenever you dealing with people that can see that. So just be careful. Just be careful.
Just want to say this. So, like you said, when certain people speak, you can tell if they're hurt. You can tell if they've gone through something. You could tell whatever issue that they have. If they have no money, whatever, you could tell like what's going on. And so when a woman like me, let's just say, or Crystal, or even me, we hear certain people say certain things, you're like, oh, okay, like this person has some sort of unresolved issue. But then on this flip side, men can probably see the same. So when you put yourself on the outside of it, you have to figure out like, okay, what is it that I'm saying, or what is it that I'm projecting that isn't getting me the result? So if men are not finding the right women, then clearly you're inside of something it's not favoring you. It's not favoring you or whatever outcome you want. So you have to change it. You have to stop saying what you're saying. Stop thinking what you're thinking. Jay has to stop saying, Jay Papa had to stop saying women don't, marry for love. No, they do. But you change that mindset to something else. Maybe you might find a different girl. Like, I don't know. I just know that I and Crystal don't sound like the 304s. Right. And so if you can tell the difference by the way I speak, the way Crystal speaks, then you know there's good women out there. If you hear anything else differently, then she's probably a 304. And don't talk to her.
Drop that mic, Lamb. Drop that mic.
I'll say this to the men. And I'm gonna read these super chats, but I'll say this. I agree with what y'all saying. Men, the thing is, don't be naive. Don't think a woman is only marrying you for love. I think that's on us men. Like
there you go.
We don't even need to be don't think about you need to understand women's nature. I would say no woman marrying nobody for just one thing. Women, they looking for more than one thing if they trying to marry. So we got to understand, and just be that provider man that they looking for.
Gavin, don't be offended. That's how you avoid the Tatianas. With the accent, that's how you avoid them. A woman who is concerned with her finances is a wise woman, because unfortunately we live in a world of monetary money. I wish we only went off of how you treat me and in love, and we could listen to Galileo and classical music and all of that. I wish money wasn't a thing, but it is, unfortunately, in 2023. So instead of crying, get you some.
We gotta stop here though, right? Because we gotta stop right. There's a thin line, I would say. Like I was just saying, shout out to my guy Jay Papa. Women they're not marrying you just for love. But the problem with women in 2023 is they are overinflating their value. So you got a woman that may be only worth this man working at Amazon or Walmart, and that's your husband, but she thinks that she should have a 6-figure man. And there's where the problem lies.
Yes.
So,
period. I agree.
And I'm sorry. And there's women out there that get more from men that they shouldn't. They just shouldn't be getting it. They shouldn't be getting anything. I think like there's women that I think don't deserve nothing, but for some reason, guys that think like less of themselves for some reason give them more attention than what they should. Like men, I really feel like here's the thing. It really bothers me when I see men like talk as if they're less than women. And I feel like I hear it when certain people speak, and I'm like, no, like we never put a woman above you. Like she's not I'm sorry. I don't know if it's going to sound crazy or not, but a woman is not above you in any kind of way. I don't even care if she makes more money than you. It's just not the case. Because if a man ever feels that way, well, oh, like I'm intimidated by her, you will never have a good relationship. That will never work. You can't enter it like that.
Never. There you go.
Yep.